Now, we all know what tying a yellow ribbon means.
Right,
It's
sure.
for the hostages or troops. What was a red ribbon?
Well, last year, remember, a lot of red ribbons we saw. It's from Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It's called the Tie One On for Safety campaign, and there were about 60 million red ribbons distributed last year.
I think some are still on our news cards. They're pink now.
A little worn out, which is why next month, November, they're going to kick off the 1991 campaign, and they're looking for volunteers. Apparently, they're going to have volunteers standing in about 15,000 supermarkets nationwide.
Whoa.
And if you want to volunteer to help pass out those red ribbons, here's an 800 number that you can call. It's 1-800-777-2833 and help tie one on for safety. 60 million were out there last year. There'll probably be that
nationwide.
many. That's nationwide, okay.
What's the #1 problem on our nation's highways? Well, a first-time, year-long national survey found the public considers the worst problem to be drunken driving. It was a survey commissioned by Mothers Against Drunk Driving with funding from State Farm Insurance and the Gallup Foundation. The poll also found, among other things, that more than 70% of the respondents favor police sobriety checkpoints, and that most people, 58%, drink alcoholic beverages. Of those who do drink, 49% say they use the designated driver approach to avoid driving drunk. With more on this now, the Hawaii coordinator of MADD, Anita DeMoro, joins us live now on the KGMB News at 5. Which of the findings do you think has the most significance to Hawaii?
Leslie, it's very encouraging to us that the public now realizes that drunk driving is a preventable problem, and it's also everyone's problem, and everyone has part in its solution.
And it's evident from the poll that the pain caused by drunken driving has directly or indirectly touched many lives.
That's true, and Hawaii is right in the statistics with the rest of the country. And we're hoping that the new administrative license revocation law, along with the sobriety checkpoints, which are 2 of the 4 points MADD is going to be encouraging other states to have enacted, we already have, and they will be reducing the numbers of deaths and injuries related to drunk driving.
MADD commissioned the survey. What's your organization going to do with the results locally?
Well, in terms of teenagers, we're going to be encouraging the legislature to make the part-time DUI resource teacher in the Department of Education a permanent position. It's now a temporary position, and it's very important because she coordinates all the SAD chapters and the prom graduation non-alcoholic parties, and is a person who rallies the teenagers. The other important point is the .0 tolerance level for those under 21. If they're driving, they should not have any measurable amount of alcohol in their blood.
Ms. DeMoro, we want to thank you for being with us. We appreciate you joining us today on the KGMB News at 5. Thanks.
Thank you, Leslie.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this Sunday, the 24th of November. Mothers Against Drunk Driving held their 6th annual MADD Dash. Today's event was in memory of Honolulu police officer Randall Young, who was killed in the line of duty. The 3-mile run-walk-dash started this afternoon at the steps of the state capitol. Over 1,000 participants of all ages gathered for the event, and some just came along for the ride. MADD dedicated this year's race in honor of Officer Randall Young. He was killed in August by an accused drunk driver on the Poly Highway.
This is KGMB News at 5.
More than 1,000 runners, walkers, bikers, joggers, any way they could move, joined the fun at the 6th annual MADD Dash today. This year's event was held in honor of Honolulu police officer Randall Young, who was killed on duty this past August by an intoxicated hit-and-run driver on Poly Highway. There were a lot of winners in this race, prizes to the top 3 male and female finishers, the oldest and youngest participants, even one for the runner who lives farthest from the starting line. Even an on-time award was given. The person who finished closest to the time set by Hawaiian Airlines won a trip for 2 to Tahiti. And we do have the names of the first male and female finishers. Congratulations to Gary Finelli and Connie Comiso.